This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? This your boy RAIDMAX, and this video was kind of inspired by some stuff that went down at work. It's kind of funny because this keys back to my birthday. So my birthday passed late November, and I'm not one for big pomp and circumstances for my birthday. I like it when people say happy birthday. Acknowledge it. If you want to get me something, feel free, but you don't have to. Or do it independently. I just don't need a grand presentation or show for my birthday. I like to keep it simple, We can hang out if you want to, stuff like that. But I'm not that person that needs to make sure, I would say, hey, it's my birthday, feel free to say happy birthday, things like that, but I don't need you to, go all out. That being said, I tend not to say much about it at work, because, it's okay, you guys don't have to do anything crazy for me, again, and I try to let people know that, but people seem to be upset with me because they were like, well, you won't let us do this and that. It's like, look, if you want to do something, you can do something. I never said you couldn't do something. I'm just not going to be that person to be like, so what are you doing for my birthday? When should we schedule this? And blah, blah, blah. I was like, you can do something for someone's birthday without them, knowing, or without making it a big deal. But they seem to have been upset, kind of, about the fact that you never let us do anything. But it's again, you can do something. You don't have to do any particular thing unless it's something that you particularly wanted to do, and that's the key point, which is pretty much the key point of this thing, is that people don't seem to understand how to look beyond what they want in themselves and really pay attention to what's going on with someone. It's just again, with my medical condition, I have to watch my diet. Can't consume a lot of sodium, things like that. Of course, like most people, you need to stay on the cholesterol, watch that, and things like that, and watch out for foods that trigger my gout. So, in general, when people do things like potlucks, I tend not to eat, not because I think the food's nasty, but because I have to be careful what I put in my body. I have to know exactly how it's prepared and what's in it, and instead of just being the person to spoil things, I just I'll bring something so that everybody who doesn't have those restrictions, will enjoy it, and then I'll find something else to eat or make something separate, or don't eat at all. It's not me being disrespectful or anything like that. I have to watch myself. So it bothers me when people are like, well, Michael's not eating, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you want me to eat something that may not be good for myself? Again, I'm sure your food is good, but I gotta watch out for my diet. And it's people get upset and they look at you strangely. It's something's wrong with you. It's no, something's wrong with you. What happened to understanding and empathy for people? Jesus Christ. Why do people take it personally when you don't do things the way that they want you to do things, or when they want you to do things, or it's so weird how people do that. And for someone like me who's going through what I'm going through, it feels like I'm being isolated. When my attention, I mean, I can be an isolated person. I could be very introverted and all that. But there's certain things that I don't necessarily like isolate myself from intentionally. It's just the way that it is. Or it's like if I'm not necessarily interested in something, I'm not going to put myself in a position to spoil the fun for others because I'm not enjoying myself. Things like that. People wanting you to go places and do things that, you know, they like to do that you don't necessarily find interest in. And then they get upset because if they finally get you to go, you're not having fun. And then it's your problem. It's like, well, you just don't know how to have fun. It's like, no, I told you this is not what I'm into. But people seem to think that unless you're a part of like the group or the consensus, there's something wrong with you. And that's really, really bad. And again, going back to the things that I deal with, it really, really hurts because, again, you know, I have health concerns and things like that. So certain things that I would normally do, I can't do anymore. And then you're piling on top of that by making me feel bad because I can't engage in it and make it seem like I'm just being the party pooper and things like that. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. And I'm sure a lot of us go through that a lot of times where there's certain things like, you know, being into the nerd culture, it sucks being around someone who doesn't understand that and just basically like kind of like just bash it, you know, make you like feel awkward for you being interested in it. Like, why the fuck are you doing this? This is stupid. Things like that. It's like at some point in their lives, I'm sure there's something, or you know, there's a certain situation where they were on the end where they were really into this something and everybody else around them wasn't, and then they got shit for it. I find it funny how we'll get shit for certain things and then we'll give shit to other people in the same way that we hate getting shit for it. It's I just wish like more people understood you know, people's situations better and act accordingly. It's not a good feeling to be, especially when you're on the end of the person who's getting like bashed at. It's frustrating, and it's just like it kind of goes back to the mask thing. You got to kind of put up a mask, and you have to politely possibly eat something that you shouldn't be eating just so they won't feel bad, or try to pretend like you're enjoying yourself being in a certain position and all of that. Letting people do what they want to do in order to get through it, so you don't have to end up being labeled as the, you know, bad guy. Yeah, it's sad. It's frustrating. It's sad. But it's just one of those things in life. But anyway, as always, you guys, hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. It's your boy Black Mavis, and I'm out. Peace.